Lahore High Court grants bail to Christian man in blasphemy case, citing flawed police charges. The Lahore High Court granted bail to Chand Shamaun, a 26-year-old Christian father of two, who had been detained since June on blasphemy and terrorism charges. On October 23, 2024, the court, led by Justices Muhammad Tariq Nadeem and Syed Shahbaz Ali Rizvi, recognised significant flaws in the police case and set bail at 100,000 rupees, equal to $362. Shamaun's lawyer, Javed Sahota, described the outcome as a victory for Pakistan's Christian community, noting that the charges were based on a family dispute rather than genuine religious provocation. The accusations stemmed from a conflict between Shamaun and his siblings, with allegations that he threatened to desecrate the Quran. Community leader Julius Chauhan and other advocates questioned the credibility of the claims, asserting that religious bias and personal vendettas often complicate such cases. This decision highlights the ongoing issue of blasphemy laws being misused and the struggles minorities face in obtaining justice in Pakistan. Assault on 6-year-old Christian girl sparks calls for justice. A 6-year-old Christian girl in Lahore was reportedly assaulted by a school security guard, sparking community outrage. The girl identified the attacker, Hassan, after being questioned by her family. Locals detained him until police intervened and arrested him. The child was taken to Jinnah Hospital, and an FIR was filed. Christian community protests demanded justice and raised concerns over targeted violence. Parliamentary Secretary Sonia Asher and Minister Sardar Ramesh Singh Arora assured the family of a fair investigation. This case highlights urgent safety concerns for children in Pakistan. Court allows Christian minor to stay with Muslim husband, despite age dispute. Lahore High Court allowed a Christian minor, Shifa, to remain with her Muslim husband, despite evidence suggesting her age was under 18 and a potentially fraudulent marriage certificate. On October 30th, Judge questioned Shifa, who claimed she willingly converted to Islam and married. When lawyer intervened, highlighting her Nadra B form, indicating she was only 14, the judge dismissed the argument and instructed age verification to be pursued in a trial court. The case underscores the difficulties Christians face in obtaining justice in Pakistan, highlighting systemic bias and procedural challenges. Christian MPs Christopher and Julius demand enhanced security for Punjab's churches. In a recent Punjab Assembly session, MPAs Falbous Christopher and Emmanuel Ather Julius raised serious concerns over the inadequate security at Christian churches. They highlighted the anxiety and vulnerability experienced by religious minorities due to insufficient safety measures during regular services. Christopher pointed out that while major events like the annual gathering at Mariamabad in district Sheikhupura receive security, daily visits by thousands lack similar protection. He urged for a permanent police post akin to Nankana Sahib's at Mariamabad. Minister for Minority Affairs Ramesh Singh Arora acknowledged the need for protection, but clarified that security provision is the Home Department's responsibility. Speaker Malik Muhammad Ahmad Khan advised Arora to coordinate with senior officials for prompt action. Julius emphasized the significant contributions of the Christian community and called for action before tragedies occur. The session underscored the pressing need for consistent and proactive security measures to safeguard minority communities across Punjab. Christian leaders decry reduction in development funds for minority communities in Khyber. Christians from Khyber have expressed frustration over the provincial government's lack of funding for minority development. In response to an application by Minority Councillor Malak Arshad Marse for funds to purchase land for a Christian residential colony and repair a church in Landi Kotal, the ministry stated on October 9 that no funds were available under merged area schemes. The ministry advised Marse to initiate a proposal for non-annual development programme approval by the Chief Minister. Arshad Marse lamented the government's neglect of minority needs, highlighting poor living conditions. Former minority MPA Wilson Wazir criticised Chief Minister Ali Amin Gandapur for cutting minority development funds before this year's budget, calling the move unlawful. Wilson noted that under the previous government, he secured Rs 300 million for such projects, but the current administration has shelved these schemes and reduced Rs 450 million welfare project to Rs 288 million. EU ambassador meets with Punjab Assembly Speaker and Christian leaders to discuss welfare and minority rights. EU Ambassador Dr. Riina Kionka met with Punjab Assembly Speaker Malik Muhammad Ahmad Khan and Christian leader Bishop Alexander John Malik in Lahore to discuss welfare projects, minority rights, and initiatives for community support. Dr. Kionka reaffirmed the EU's commitment to Pakistan's economic stability, focusing on projects aimed at social and economic improvement in Punjab. Speaker Khan emphasised the importance of these partnerships for sustainable development, citing the EU's assistance through initiatives like the GSP Plus programme. Bishop Malik expressed gratitude for the EU's support for vulnerable communities and highlighted challenges such as forced conversions and legal limitations faced by minorities. Dr. Kionka also praised legislative efforts aimed at enhancing transparency and inclusivity in Punjab's governance. This dialogue underscores the commitment to strengthening EU-Pakistan relations and addressing critical human rights concerns, laying a foundation for ongoing cooperation and improved minority protections. UN Human Rights Committee raises concerns over Pakistan's blasphemy laws and protection of religious minorities. The UN Human Rights Committee recently assessed Pakistan's adherence to the ICCPR, raising concerns over blasphemy laws, minority protections, and media freedom. While praising the National Commission for Human Rights for its A status, the committee questioned its independence in investigating alleged abuses involving police and military. Members voiced alarm over attacks on journalists and the lack of accountability, urging better protection measures. Concerns were also raised about harassment, forced conversions, and discrimination against religious minorities. Malik Muhammad Ahmad Khan, Speaker of the Punjab Assembly, highlighted laws like the Hindu Marriage Act and Anti-Rape Act as steps towards addressing these issues, but acknowledged more efforts were needed. The committee emphasised the need for stronger reforms to prevent misuse of blasphemy laws. Chairperson Tanya Maria Abdo-Rochol noted discussions also covered gender equality and anti-terrorism policies. The meeting underscores international scrutiny on Pakistan's human rights practices and the call for enhanced protections for minorities and freedom of expression.